This is going to be a series of videos, and it's going to be pretty upsetting to most of you. This should be another PSA. It should be almost as important as the video you saw with the Mini Cooper that the body shop messed with. And that video, I'll link it over here, up here somewhere or something, to where you can see it. It's pretty crazy. It's PSA for the whole world, even if you're not in the automotive industry at all. Matter of fact, if you're not in the automotive industry, you definitely should watch it, because it's really about the dangers of how collision repair industry has been influenced by so many different other entities, and that's what this same one's about. So, a couple days ago, I hit a deer. Friday night on the way home from picking up my daughter at Color Guard. So we hit a deer. Everyone's okay. My daughter's pretty shook up about it. It was a pretty emotional thing for her. It was the first collision she was ever in that she remembers. When she was a baby, when we were in Colorado, had somebody hit us. So I'm going to document this because I want you to see what it's like dealing with insurance. So we're going to do the repairs on this, and then I'm going to have a local body shop who does good paint work do the paint. There's no structural damage to this. I've done a lot of investigation and inspecting of this. There's no crash bars not bent. There's nothing that I can tell that's structural repair, frame, or anything like that. It's all bolt-on, bolt-off parts, okay? But with that being said, there's going to be a massive amount of things that are supposed to be done every time there's a collision that never get done on. And I say never, I mean almost never. You're going to be blown away. So I'm going to show you, like for instance, every time there's a collision on a Ford vehicle, at least on all the era of Fords that I've ever seen that I've read service information for, even if there's not a deployment, you're supposed to replace the restraint control module and the impact sensors. But that almost never gets done unless there's a deployment. And then a lot of times when there's a deployment, they'll send them off to these companies that clear the crash data, but it's not replacing the module. So you actually don't know if that restraint control module will ever work again. So you buy a car that's had a deployment, they clear the crash data, it gets in another wreck, it's supposed to deploy the airbags, and they don't deploy them. It doesn't deploy. It just sets a crash code, doesn't deploy the airbag, someone just goes, oh, it was a weird incident. No, it's been sent off to someone where crash data was cleared, but the module was not replaced. Whole different story of situations. Anyways, this is the introductory video just to show you. A couple days ago, I hit a deer. That's the problem we had. Today, it's been days and days and days. Let's see, I hit this Friday before last, so we are on, and if I had taken my vehicle to a DRP, a direct repair provider for my insurance company, which is State Farm, so you're gonna see how this works out, then they would have had the estimate already done and approved within 48 hours. And that's what they say. If you choose a direct repair provider, they will get an estimate done and approved within 2 days. Because I chose a non-direct repair provider, it could take 7 to 10 days to get the estimate done. So why would they want me to use a direct repair provider? Well, that's because they have a agreement with each direct repair provider of a agreed upon labor rate and amount of supplements. And they argue with them. They go, hey, no, we're not going to approve this. We're going to use these used parts or whatever. And Ford specifically states in both the position statement and in their service information that you are not to use aftermarket parts, remanufactured parts, salvage parts, anything used. It's forbidden. And I will post links to what's available. There are some publicly available links of their position statements that state that. So I'll put that in the description as well. I'll try to put a link on the screen and you can see that. And I'm going to have to fight the insurance on that. I'm going to have to fight to get OEM parts. And it even specifically states in the position statement, but that this is due to improper use of those parts, or those parts not being made to the same standards can cause a safety issue. That every component of this car is designed to crumple and save my life and save me. So you're going to see what it's like to deal with the insurance company. And that if I would have taken this to a direct repair provider, that I would have got sub-quality parts, sub-quality work, and they would not have done everything they were supposed to do. And you're going to see that I'm going to have to fight for that. So this is how the insurance industry has ruined the collision industry. And I hope that you will be as aggravated as I am. I have no idea how far this is going to go, how long it's going to take. I haven't even talked to the adjuster yet. For all I know, I get a great adjuster. He takes my estimate and goes, that sounds good, do all of that correctly. And then I will be proven wrong and you may never see this video. But I highly doubt that. So stick with me. This is part 1, and I'll make what I can out of this. We'll see. I'll show you how far the rabbit hole goes.